Hello and welcome to the London Report with Immy from iTradeAIMS.net, AIMS stress-free trading. Today is Monday the 8th of June and we traded the DAX. If you are new to the channel, we trade here the DAX 30, which is the German index. We traded on the M1 chart. I know it's fast, but we have a mechanism to slow it down. It is not that fast if you know our method. So we use the 10-second to Elliott wave method to find out where we are in the wave. It is a very simple way of counting the waves. We don't bother with complicated wave 1, 2 and ABCs and all that. All we deal with is, listen to this, wave 3, 4 and 5. That's all we do. We use the AIMS wave indicator to count the waves. So we look for wave 3, we wait for wave 4 and we trade wave 5. That is all it is. Elliott wave in one line. We wait for the push, then the pull or the pause, and we trade the push again. And that's all there is to it. And in this video, you will see how we traded, how we made 7.75%, risking 1% per trade within, let's say, 2 hours. But the first 4 hours came in 10 minutes of trading. So let's dive into it, and I'm going to use the TradingView replay bar, step by step, bar by bar, so that you could see the charts the way they look like on the TradingView platform, and also how they appeared to me on the MT4 charts, because that is the platform that we use for trading. You will also notice that we have the hunt signals on the MT4. They are not available on the TradingView. But those signals helped us take 2 more trades later on during the session. And so let's dive in and see how easy and simple it is to trade this setup. Okay, so let me take you step by step what we did, or how you could trade the DAX 30 at the London Open. So what we see here is Frankfurt Open here. That's the 7 o'clock candle. And what we want to know, and what is here, is the last few minutes before the London Open. So ideally around 7:50 a.m. UK, which is this candle here, you would start looking for setups. Now, if the market is moving, the way to find out if it has been moving is to see if it has moved during the Frankfurt Open. So if you look at it, the Frankfurt Open brought the price down. We can have a line here sort of to remind ourselves of what is going on there. Before this analysis, and so let me remind you again, we are using the replay function of the TradingView, so we can play it bar by bar. So it is great for trading, and it also great for reflection of what you did. So I would do it on a daily basis, and now I'm doing it with recording to share it with you guys. Today was a fantastic day, that turns out, but let's see how we did that. So first, the first bit before you start to trade would obviously be to go to the daily chart and see what's going on. As we can see on the daily chart, since the 14th of May here, it's been going up and up and up. So it is a strong uptrend, but it doesn't really matter for the M1. It does not dictate whether you will trade long or short. It's just a general overall view. You then go to the hourly chart, and as we can see on the hourly chart, we have a very strong 3, 4 and a 5, and this 5 was completed or went up further during the NFP day, which was a bombastic day. But the markets have been taking all the news positively in the past few weeks, and people have been buying and buying and buying. So it's going up, it's recovered its value. This morning, this is that 7 o'clock candle. Before this, you could see that the market was boxed. So let me draw a couple of lines in there. So this would be your one line, which would be of interest to me. This line. And so this is the box highs and lows. And the other one would be that box. So at Frankfurt Open, let me now go to the M5 chart. So if we go to the M5 chart here, 7 o'clock candle, yes. So this would be the Frankfurt Open, and these would be your 2 levels, this one and this one. This obviously, this blue line is now obviously the Frankfurt Open. So around this time, as you can see, there is no trend, but if we let it play, you can see the first 5 minutes of the Frankfurt Open is threatening this level. It bounces off it on the next candle, goes down, tries again. We can see about 15 minutes into Frankfurt Open, it doesn't have much power to break this level. Still there. Now it breaks it and then comprehensively breaks it. Now let's go to the M1 chart. So as you can see here on the M1, this was that strong move that brought price down, and then that support level kind of held it until it was released here. And now this, using the 10-second Elliott wave concept, is your wave 3. Now if this is your wave 3, you keep going. Let's go to, so what we look for is after a 3, we look for a 4. So when we see a 3 down, which is this, and let me quickly go through this with you, how to count Elliott wave within 10 seconds, is that at any given point, let's suppose here, you look to your left, and within the last 100 candles, if you see a peak below, whichever is closer to you, so in this case it's the red one, and prices come down, if this is my red peak within the last 60 to 100 candles, that's my wave 3. Now it could be a wave 5 of this because there is divergence, but I'm not considering this as a 3. Why? Because the market came down here, as you can see, came all the way down here, and then it did not stop around purple. Instead it went all the way up. So I'm not counting this anything like that. So I will get rid of that. But this brings us to another important point, is that for me, what's more important on the M1 is where market was at the Frankfurt Open, because that's where the order started, and what happened during that. So what I'm considering this at this point is that Frankfurt Open created a wave 3 down. And then when price goes back to the gator and it crosses the gator, around that time, price will cross, AO will cross the 0 line. This first bar, the green one, is the minimum requirement for wave 4. So when I see a 3 and then market goes up like this, and then when price is inside that zone between purple and gator, this is wave 4. Now I wanted to go sideways and create a setup 1 so I could take a 5 down. So let's go forward. At the end of this candle, this actually becomes a box low. I will show it to you on the MT4 charts as well. So as you can see on this chart, we saw on the MT4 chart, and obviously that is where we have our indicators. That is where the platform that we trade. I trade on the MT4 chart, and I have my hunt signals and the setup signals and the entry alert signals on it. This is the one that I do. What we have done on the trading view is just to give us an extra platform so we could do more analysis specifically for the Forex markets and stuff. But for this DAX and for the hunt method, which we haven't coded yet for the trading view, those indicators are here, and you will see later on in this video how the hunt method allowed us to take 2 beautiful trades. Okay, so let's go forward. This is our setup 1. As you saw on the MT4 chart, your entry becomes easily around here. Let's do that you put your entry here, and your stop loss can be there 15 or 16 pips above the box. Now remember that because the box low is here and box high is up there, so your pending order has to be 1 point below this and a pip or 2 pip plus spread above that box. And your target point will be either 2R, or you will see if the market blast off, then you will trail the candles. And that is what happened. So it kind of went up. A lot of traders get scared after this. They would have been kicked out only to see the market go further down, and then they go wild. So if you did not take the trade here, you were waiting for the London Open, and this candle happened, and now it's inside what should be a setup 1, an entry that should have been made here. And if you waited for it, you could have actually made a market order here or a pending order below this. Let me bring that to show you. You would have a pending order here and stop loss around that region, and then you would pursue that trade. So that's another way of getting in. If you did not get in here, you would get in here, but that's only for the London Open. And then bang, this one candle could have hit your target point if you had a 2R target point there. I didn't have that. So at this point, stop loss was a break even. Actually, at this point, stop loss was as trailing candles. So we trail candle, it went further down, and then it went further down. No need to do anything. ATM is there. Trade manager, thank you to Steve. And it just keeps going down, and then exit was triggered here. Okay, so here you see the MT4 chart that we saw the way it was, the setup one. So this is a 3 down and a 4 up, and you can see this. If you were trading during the Frankfurt Open, you would have this dot and cherry signal, a double signal. This line is a very interesting line. I will show it to you later. This is the H1 box low. So price comes to it again and again, bounces against it, and then comes back, retests it, creates a wave 4 for us, and we take this trade, and it's a beautiful trade that goes down. So this is a 15 pip stop loss and a 60 profit. So that's your 4R easy. Then the market went forward. Let's go back to trading view. So around this time now you exit. Important thing here to note is market has created what we call the angle. So if you look at the angle of between the two lines, let's just first do this a bit. As you can see here, if you took your trade with 16 pip stop loss, you have a risk reward ratio of 4 if you exit it here. And these trades happen quite often. 2R, 3R, 4, even 5R trades happen, and all it did was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 60 pips, 4%. If your risk was 1% here, you made 4% profit. This is fantastic stuff. Okay, so let me delete that now and go forward. So the angle is strong, so now you are not looking for a hunt signal around this. You're not looking for pullbacks. It did what it did. It's stretched too far, too fast. It's time for it to snap back. As you can see, it's a fruit reversal signal here telling you that price could go up. And it did go up. You will wait and wait and wait. Now price is inside the gator. All you need now, what you're waiting for is price to go, AO to go up there, price to go here and create a setup 1. It does create it, but the box is not tight. Now the green has crossed the red line. It's kind of becoming a setup, and it's London Open. So you want to try it, especially if you have a 4R here. You can invest that 1R into this to see if you get another one. So I put a pending order here. Let's bring that back. Let's suppose if you have a pending order here, your stop loss will be up there. That's a little bit big box, so that should be enough for you to not take it because it's 30 pips. Your box should be around 20, not more than that these days. But I did that, I think 15 pip stop loss. I went with that because I thought that if I go with that, it should break strongly down, otherwise it will go up. And so if it comes back to retest the lows of the wave 3, I could get 2 Rs. Sadly, that wasn't the case. You can see triggered and then went up. I was out. Let me now show you that trade. So that's how it appeared on the MT4 chart. Took the trade, it went up, hit my stop loss minus 13. So the stop loss was actually not 15, actually minus 13. Target was 25 or 26. That was 2R. Did not hit it. Next. So that's 4R minus 1R. So we are sitting at 3R profit now. So around this time, the chat continues. It's Monday morning. Not many people in the chat room, but we're looking at it. I'm enjoying the markets, being in the zone. So look at it. Market comes here, does a B trap. That's the B trap. We call this a B trap because when you have a strong move like this, and then the market kind of tells you that it's almost a setup 1. As you can see, if I was strict about it, I would have waited for the cross of zero line, but I didn't because I was impatient, or I wanted to just see, you know, sometimes market does move, and I had the profit available to invest, so I took the risk, and that's fine. So it went up. and then it went even above the purple. So around this time, then I won't be pursuing this as a setup one short anyway, because it just went, it's now gone. Now it's pulled back more than the move down. So now we're looking at something else. But what's interesting is that price comes back to that H1 box low. Let me go to the H1. Oh no, let me not go to the H1 because then it messes it up. So let's go forward. Price bounces off those levels. You can see that it's bouncing, tries it again, goes up, cannot sustain that level, comes back again, back again. Now it's back below this. Around this time, you're probably thinking, okay, it will continue to move down. But if you look at the waves, all you see is a 3 up now. Now it's not a clear move. So what I want around this time is market to actually clear this level up. And then if it cleared even that up, which is the Frankfurt Open, then we are dancing. So the market comes down. Around this time, I'm looking at the market and I thought, okay, we could probably look at this market from the point of view of a 3, 4, 5 here, and probably the market goes and does another trade up. So around this time, I'm thinking if price breaks below this, then we could have more shorts. So I was kind of ready for this, but then realized that is not the case. So now its market is going down. Purple is mingled with the gator. We're not interested in anything. But then the market bounces off these levels, starts to go up. So I got an idea. I thought, okay, so if we put a pending order there and market is to retest these levels, maybe we could get a trade inside the range, a range bound trade. So as long as you know what you're doing, you accept the risk and you play the game. That's what it is. So let me show you those charts. So this is the chart I shared in the chat room. I saw these levels and I saw this level. I marked it and I saw, okay, so the market has gone down, up, down, like I explained. And now I'm thinking, okay, what if the market goes and hits those levels? Because it's tested it once, it probably come back to it again. So I took the trade and I had a very tight stop loss because I know that I'm trading inside a range. So I shared this chart in the chat room with my comments. Interesting situation on DAX M1 long, targeting previous H1 box low. The box had bounced off twice. So that's that box we identified on the hourly chart. It bounced off it once, bounced out of it again, and I thought, what if it bounces off it a third time? Maybe I can get a 2-hour trade. Price goes up, stop loss below this candle. Let's go to the next one. I found myself scratching my head. I said here, a sign of WTF are you doing? Signal from the subconscious brain. Probably I'm thinking, what am I doing? But hey, a play is a play. You know, you want to do it or you don't. You are responsible for the consequence, and that's the most important thing. I mean, I am responsible. So if you know what you're playing, if you know what you're doing, why you're doing it, you have reasons behind it, you take responsibility, you have nobody to blame. So takes the trade here, hits my stop loss by a pipit, and then goes and hits the target point. So the idea was correct, the execution wasn't. Then we talked about, well, my stop loss was hit by a pipit and then it hits target point. Well, next. So the concept, the idea was correct, but the execution was not proper. 1 pip more, stop loss below, it would have been a better trade, but it didn't. That's all right. You can't get it right every time. And then after that, so that's what happened. Market is here, price comes down. I'm thinking, okay, this is probably sideways market, stop loss comes here. The rest you have seen that it stopped me out here, and then it went up and hit the target point, which was there. Now at this point was the critical one, was that if the market goes above these level, let me just move this. If the market moves above this, then we are in an uptrend and we will pursue any trades up. So let me just forward it. Market hits that level again, but it's not bouncing off it properly and going down. few minutes later, I went down, had a cup of tea. After this, the market breaks out, and that is what activates my alerts. I heard an alert when I wasn't in the room, and I thought, okay, so it's broken that level. Now all I need to do is to wait for a hunt signal, which is, you see, so I had identified the range. That was the most important thing. So you can't just do that, when you just come and sit straight away. So if I was watching all this, I saw the mood of the market, I've created a feel for it, I understood the market, I knew this was a range. If it breaks this range, we are trading in that direction, and that's exactly what happened. If you can see here, there will be a signal, and I'm going to give you a second now to see if you can see that signal. Not visible on TradingView charts because we don't have the hunt signals on this. But if you go to the MT4 chart, which I'm going to take you now, you see this? So that's the range. It breaks it, and then I get a hunt signal. So this is my signal. I would take a trade here. My stop loss would be below this candle. Can I get an easy 3R on this? Probably yes. Let's see if I did. Bang. One moment it's gone up. It's probably around already 1.86. My original target was at 40. Goes up, hits the target. Bang. You have 3R. Banked. This is how easy it was. I exited here. I'll show you the charts. So this is the cherry that we took. That was the first one. Shared this in the chat room. I take these pictures quickly and share it in the chat room so that we could have a record of a trade by a candle by candle trade. And then a couple of minutes later, market breaks out. Some people will be able to see a waltz pattern here. Can you see this? Trend candle followed by a pause. Also an entry signal. Goes up, but we're already in a nice lovely entry, so no need to add more. So that's the cherry. You have your stop loss here. Target point goes up. That's the original target. Next, get out here for a 2R. So the first entry was 4R. Then we had a minus 1R here. And then this one turned into a 2.75R. A few minutes later, we had another cherry. Same principle. It goes up, hits the target point. This was a 3R. If you go to the Slack chart, we talked about this over here. So this next one was very quick. It was around here. This was the cherry. And now you can see this candle where the chart is. You don't see it here, but if you train your eyes using the AIMS hunt signals, you would see that there is another cherry here. So if you let's see where you could have your stop loss. So you have your entry level there, and you have a stop loss here. So your stop loss is what? 7 points. So if it's 7 point, even at 21, you have 3R. Let's see what happens. Price goes up in one candle. Whoo! It's hit your 3R. If it was 8 stop loss, then around here it hit you. So for example, you entered up there, then it would take a few more. That's it. So it hit your 3R target even there. And that's what it is. So easy peasy, 4R at the London Open, then minus 1R, then plus 2.75 and plus 3R. So total is 7.75. So I hope this format of videos of using the replay bar helps you understand how we trade this. And if you find value in this video, please let me know in the comment section how you feel, what else can I do. And please hit the like button if you like the video, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That way when there is a new video, you will get a notification so you don't miss it. If you want to learn more about the 10-second to Elliott wave concept and you don't know, there's a link in the description, first thing in the description. Click on that, go on and download that book. You will love it.
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if yes, please hit the like button. Do you have any questions or ideas for upcoming videos? Then leave a comment. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any future videos. See you next time.